That's not on me, that's on you. Then you're like, I don't even know if I was in the store in June. They have a video of you. Stop.
Stopped me.
Yeah, I know. This particular case is a Myers case, 24457 SM. It's got a lot of history to it. It's alleged that on January 31st of 23, the defendant was at the Myers store and had remove, replace, conceal, or otherwise misrepresent the price at which property was offered for sale. The whole phenomenon in the current retail world of underringing. The affidavit isn't completely clear, but what it states is the same old story. Ms. Benton was observed concealing merchandise in her purse as she walked through the store. She also removed the UPS stickers from cheaper items and placed them on more expensive items, and went to self-checkout and scanned the more expensive items with the cheaper UPS stickers. She made no attempt to pay for the concealed items in her purse and underrang. So she attempted to steal, and price switch was $192.37. They left a couple off. You had a retail fraud in July 29th of 2008. You also had a couple in 2023 in close order. Then this case is full of failures to appear. This was December of 23. They issued the warrant in March. I think you came into court. I didn't arrest you. You pled not guilty. Gave you a PR bond in April. Then it was a deferred sentence that failed. Then you failed to appear, and then a warrant issued in 2024. And you got arrested in October of 2024. Then you failed to appear for your bench warrant in October of 24. And you got arrested in July of 2025. And I reset the matter for sentence. I didn't need to take your plea because you'd already pled guilty under this deferral agreement, and then you didn't comply with it. So you went off the grid for a while. In addition, there's a warrant out for your arrest.
Right now?
Yes. I'll see if I can find it. In file 251646, it's alleged that on June 29, 2025, you were at the Walmart store and committed some more retail fraud. The allegation is that in June, Christy Benton, she entered the store with nothing but a purse and leaves pulling a shopping cart full of items. And the total was I can't tell. The allegation is the total was, I can't tell what it is, $33.98. Benton has 5 prior convictions of retail fraud, 2 being third and 2 being second, 3 priors being third. She discreetly leaves the store with 12 items amounting to a total of $199 for which she has not rendered payment. Benton has 11 prior incidents with Walmart, and the incidents that have never been recorded has totaled that from Walmart, Benton has stole $871.19 worth of merchandise. So they have a new warrant for you. Everything is recorded on video. That warrant was issued on July 30th, and I saw you on July 11th.
I haven't even been in the stores because I haven't had a ride anywhere.
Well, they have a living color video of you in June allegedly doing this. So, all right, we'll deal with that in a minute. Now, I need to do the sentence on the other one. And as I indicated, that's just Walmart. There's also the Myers ones. You're always so demure and polite and respectful. I think one of our viewers paid your fine one time. They felt bad for you, and a fine gentleman from Ottawa County paid your fines because he felt sorry for you. And then about 2 days later, you got charged again with retail fraud. You keep stealing stuff, and I don't know what to do to make you stop. So they offered a deferral on this case. Amazingly, this was under Mr. Marvin's administration, and you didn't comply with the terms of the deferral. So Mr. Bush doesn't represent you in the new case, and I haven't arraigned you on that yet, but Mr. Bush, what's your thought here?
I haven't had a lot of contact with her. We did speak today. She works for Peterson's, I guess, yes. Peterson, in 3 where she's had that job since October of 24, first shift. She's essentially homeless, I think, right now.
Just a minute. Oh, thank you. Please have a seat. Go ahead.
Your Honor, she's essentially homeless at this point. She does have employment. I certainly can't comment on the new charges. I think there's a presumption of innocence there. Don't have a real clear thing. She had some bad health in the summer of 2024 that probably made it difficult for her to get involved in the, she was going to do the economic crime class. And if she paid restitution, her retail fraud second was going to get reduced to a retail fraud third at sentencing. So that was how I understood the agreement. But that didn't happen. I don't believe she ever got started with that. I would ask the court to impose fines and costs in whatever jail is fair and necessary.
Ms. Camfield, do you have a thought?
Well, Your Honor, as I'm looking at her criminal history over the years, I have at least, as the court indicated, 5 retail frauds, malicious destruction of property, assault and battery, disturbing the peace. There's a new warrant. I certainly understand that when someone is homeless, as she claims to be, and you're on limited income, whatever you can earn from your employment, there's a need to have items and food and things of that nature. But there are so many entities that provide those things for our community, where they can get assistance with food and clothing and things for free. I don't know if she's not aware of those or just choosing not to avail herself of that, but continuing to steal from businesses is, in essence, a lot of people say it's a victimless crime. That's not necessarily true. Obviously, the businesses are victims, but essentially the community becomes victims as well, because through the amount of retail fraud loss that these entities suffer, their prices increase to cover for that loss. Obviously, I'm sure they can write it off in taxes and things of that nature, but I'm sure also their insurance costs for their business increase based upon how their loss prevention is doing or not. So all those things are considerations as well. She's not had a significant term of probation before that I could see. She's had a couple days of jail here, 1 day of jail there. If she is employed at Peterson's, it's hard to recommend straight jail so that she would lose her employment. I certainly don't want that to occur. But I do think that some jail's appropriate. The 1 or 2 days before hasn't been a deterrent. So maybe 7 days of jail would be more of a deterrent. But if you're allowed to schedule them or do them on weekends so it doesn't interfere with your life or your employment, then you're kind of back to square one. So I think perhaps maybe a short term of probation here would be appropriate. If she has to respond to the court and report, then that may be more of a deterrent to her from doing this in the future. Although she hasn't been compliant with the court orders to appear either. So then I struggle with whether she's actually going to report to probation. But I do think under the circumstances of the length of history and the frequency with which this is occurring and the fact that even pending, I just think pending a deferred sentence when you're going to be arraigned on a new offense, albeit presumed innocent until my office proves her guilty or she pleads guilty, it's a concern. And it's going to keep repeating itself until something's done to stop that cycle. And I think some probation and jail might be the answer now for that.
Miss Benton, you've got like 50 entries in our system. When I look, 12, 24, 35 entries, including malicious destruction of property, domestic assault, and all these retail frauds. There's 6 of them. 08892, 082203, 192749, 2315, 8223, 2429. That was some sort of package deal. And now we have this one, which is 24457. That's 6. And the new one is 7. 251,646, including all the ones at Walmart that weren't charged. So Walmart is sick and fed up with it, and I don't know what to do. We did confirm that you are employed at Peterson Springs. You were at Doc Foundry at one time.
Yeah, or at
Fiber Converters.
Yeah. And that's when I had gotten sick last year.
Who lives at your house?
I'm actually staying with a girlfriend from work. So.
Is that the 7th Street address?
No.
I don't want to put your address out on the live stream, but what town are you staying in?
In White Pigeon.
How are you getting back and forth to work?
Her. We work together. That's the only way I was able to come here is they let her leave work to bring me here.
And then, we offer this deferral. So we offer probation, which you didn't do any of it. Then I have to struggle for 7 or 8 months to even get you in here. Probation is not a very attractive option. And now I've got this new charge. One option is just give you about 90 days in jail, let you start over again when you get out of jail. Find a new job, find a new place to live, have somebody watch your cat. That gentleman that paid your fine was rewarded by you a couple days later getting another retail fraud. And then this one is alleged to have occurred in June. So it actually occurred before I saw you in July, but didn't get authorized until later in July. And now there's an open warrant for your arrest.
Because I didn't have any contact with him. That's why I'm like confused about it.
Well, maybe you'll get a chance to watch the video and see what it shows. June 29th of 2025. It's alleged to be. I don't have the report. That's in the affidavit. So you didn't actually see the police officer. They called you. You did see the police officer?
No, I didn't see
No,
him.
you left. Shoplifted on 629. So they know you at Walmart. In fact, at one point, I think I'd barred you from Walmart, but only for a year. The only thing you do it in the old days, I would have sent you to my embezzler's treatment class, and we talked about this. I started it when I was prosecutor, and it faded on the vine after the circuit court didn't use it anymore. And there is a large component between theft and embezzlement and retail fraud and young women and childhood trauma. You got a bunch of childhood baggage, which is why you're still stealing stuff. But I can't keep patting you on the head and say, don't do this anymore, and have some generous person pay your fine, and then you're just out stealing stuff again. And I can't tell what you're stealing. I can't tell if it's food or it's not the kind of stuff you sell. I'm guessing drug addicts steal things you can sell. Tools, hand tools, fishing lures, things that you can convert into cash. People steal alcohol because they want some alcohol. People then also steal other things, cosmetics, clothing, children's clothing, and food. People often steal underwear, and that's because they may not have access to laundry facilities. So I can't tell what you're stealing. I can't tell if this is food items or maybe I can tell on your original one.
Your Honor, I may assist the court. I have on the original charge a loss prevention report. A lot of this is toiletries, Opalex, moisture masks, bond masks, nose spray, cold and sinus medication. There was a laundry detergent, Tide Pods, a throw blanket, hoop earrings.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that compulsive thieves steal.
Dryer sheets, patchouli oil, sugar canister.
Yeah, stuff she didn't need. None of that's essential except maybe the decongestant stuff. And I don't know what it is. How are you? Well, I don't even know. You have a full-time job. Are you working overtime?
Not right now.
What are you making an hour?
15.
And that's not enough for you to live on? Not really?
Not really, but it's better than not having one.
I agree. You paid pretty good money at Fiber Converters. but that's a very physical job. And as I said, why put you on probation? They tried to do it. You didn't do it. You don't have enough money to pay for the probation. You need my old-fashioned embezzler's treatment class, what you need. I might have some money in here. Can't tell. No, they're all PR. And again, trying to get you in here was like getting the camel through the proverbial eye of the needle. $250 PR. I keep letting you out of jail, then you keep poking the eye with a stick. Bench warrant. I issued the bench warrant last August. I tried to call you on the phone, you didn't show up. August 26th. October, we set a hearing, you didn't show up. October 24, warrant stays out. Wow. This warrant was out for a year. From last August 26th of 2024. Set a hearing in October of 2024, and you didn't get arrested till you got stopped for speeding on the way to work. So I went all the way from last August till July when you got pulled over for speeding with an open warrant for your arrest. All right. Fine is $0. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee and a $50 state minimum. I'm going to order 30 days jail, credit 4, leaving 26 days of jail to start right now. You're going to jail. Probation isn't going to work. I tried to do what I had to the economic crime class. You didn't do it. You have a new charge. They've alleged that you stole there for 11 times. At some point, there's a consequence. On your new charge of retail fraud in the 3rd degree, 2nd degree from Walmart, 251646. I'm going to show you are pleading or plead not guilty. That's under state statute. You're going to go to jail and you're going to get lodged. I'm going to plead not guilty.
Your Honor, could you please not do that?
I could give you 90 days in jail. You and I have been through this enough, and I finally had an epiphany that you give me the sob story every time and I buy it. So you're going to lose your job unless they hold it for you for 30 days. That's not on me, that's on you. Then you're like, I don't even know if I was in the store in June. They have a video of you. Stop.
Me.
Yeah, I know. So it's just one more day that you were stealing stuff you don't remember. They have a video of it from that day and a bunch of other videos that allegedly corroborated. I'm going to show a plea of not guilty. I'm going to appoint an attorney. And I had a warrant out for you for a damn year. And I talked to you. I tried to call you on the phone. We made a special arrangement for you to come in October. You didn't show up in October. You knew I had a warrant for you. You never showed up. You got arrested for speeding and they finally arrested you. You're not going to do anything I tell you to do. So you knew I've been looking for you for a year. And you're just trying to stay under the radar.
I had a place to live.
Well, all you had to do is come in and see me. And you knew that.
I had a hard time getting here today.
I understand that. Well, you're going to have an easy time getting from here to the jail. I'm going to show a plea of not guilty in the new case. I'm going to appoint an attorney, set an attorney pre-trial for October 3rd. And the bond is $100 cash or surety. You're barred from Walmart. You're barred from Myers. I struggled with it, and then finally I just realized I've been struggling in vain. You're going to jail and you're losing your job because you keep stealing stuff. You've been ducking me for a year trying to stay out from coming in here and dealing with this. Then you get arrested by happenstance. And then in the meantime, there's another charge. So you go with the officer. You got 26 days, less good time. The fine is as low as it could be, $125 or 2 additional days. I waived your attorney fee, any fines and costs. You're barred from Myers.
Thank you, Judge.